Welcome to Tyler One News. Today's day is February 19th, 1915, and we have a developing story on the Allied powers' involvement in the Great War. Britain and France have launched a naval attack on the Dardanelles Strait. The attack was at first controversial due to the fact that the Allies would rather focus on their military towards France and Belgium, but Russia decided that they would aid in the attack against the Turks. This results in the Allied powers launching a naval siege on the Dardanelles Strait. This is an attempt to control the sea routes from Britain to Russia, and doing so the Ottoman Empire would also be weakened, which would greatly help the Allies. We have our best interviewer, Simon Clee, live on a naval ship to speak with a French soldier on his way to battle. Let's see how they're holding up.
I'm standing here inside a big British ship alongside the three British commanders, Admiral and Sea Lord, all combined into one singular person. Hello, Commander Admiral Sea Lord Winston Churchill, John Fisher, John de Robeck, Ian Standish, Monteith, Hamilton, First Earl of Kitchener. It seems that after a long debate, you are all about to invade the Dardanelles Strait in Constantinople. How do you plan on doing this, Commander?
Well, Simon, the Allies put much thought into this precise plan of ours. First of all, when we win this battle, we'll be able to connect with some of the Russians. This is because the straits that we would take a hold of would link us to the Black Sea. If no, when the Allied powers were successful, we would be able to knock back the Ottoman Empire completely out of the Great War. This is also due to the Allied powers' imperialistic ideas. When nations exploit or colonize other nations, they will be able to exploit the Dardanelles Strait or other straits by connecting us to our ally Russia. This would allow us allies in almost 100% of our focus on the Central Powers in Europe, such as Germany, Romania, and Italy.
Amazing. Simply amazing. You all really seem to know your reasoning behind an invasion. Now, do you have any specific battle plans for this naval attack, Commander?
Well, we don't really got that much right now, I got to be honest. We hope to do most of the work through naval attack done by a fleet of naval submarines, battleships, and other water weapons. Us English and the French hope to attempt to bombard the coast of the Dardanelles from long range to limit the Allies' casualties.
Wow, these Ottomans don't stand a chance, do they? This seems like it will be another tremendous victory for the Allies. Keep up the good work, friend. Back to you, Ian and Austin.
Yup! That's right, Austin. Book your vacation with this venture and Ventures Adventures right now.
You can go rock climbing with Ventures Adventures.
Ride elephants in India.
And even visit the Nile River. Visit the beautiful beaches of Jamaica.
Book now at Ventures Adventures.
We the British want the Dardanelles Strait! Fire!
We the Ottomans will destroy the British! Fire!
Welcome back to Tyler One News. Today we have breaking news on the Gallipoli campaign. The Allies' attempted naval attack on the Turkish Dardanelles Strait did not go as well as expected, and they may have to resort to a land attack in the near future. The Allies are nearing defeat, and we have Simon Clee back on scene with the Commander Admiral Sea Lord Winston Churchill, John Fisher, John de Robert, Ian Standish, Monteith, Hamilton, First Earl Kitchener.
Thanks, Ian. Commander Admiral Sea Lord, this has to be somewhat of an embarrassment. You were so confident in this battle. Seems like y'all are on your last ropes before you may have to resort to land battle. Are you happy with the outcome of the naval attack?
Bruv, I have no comment.
Interesting. And will the Allies be invading the Turkish Dardanelles Strait on land?
Maybe.
I see.
Welcome to Tyler One News. Today's date is March 26, 1915. We have a breaking news update on the Gallipoli campaign. It appears as though our naval forces have been defeated by the Turks. And it wasn't even close, folks. The Allied powers had seemed to be planning this for a long time. And this has to come off as embarrassing. It seems now that Allies are planning to resort to their first land invasion on the Gallipoli campaign at Anzac Cove.
Welcome to Tyler One News. Today's date is January 9th, 1916. We have a breaking news update on the Battle of Gallipoli.
What is it?
It appears as though the last of the troops have been evacuated from Gallipoli. Out of the 450,000 Allied troops deployed on the front lines, around 250,000 did not make it back to their families.
That's a lot of sad families.
Now, if you have not been following our news updates, let me fill you in.
Please do.
The Allied powers, under the leadership of Ian Hamilton, Allied troops launched their land attack on the Gallipoli Peninsula. This happened on August 25th, 1915, and despite taking heavy casualties, our troops managed to make 2 beachheads, or as you might know, defended positions on a beach. There are many attempts by both sides of the battlefield to push the battle in their favor, but every attempt ended in a stalemate. After a heavily, and I say heavily, increasing amount of Allied casualties, it was decided it would be best to pull out of Gallipoli. Now, I hope all our viewers at home are now caught up. And wait, what's that? It seems we were receiving a transmission from a Turkish interviewer named Simone Clay, claiming to be speaking with a local eyewitness. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hello, sir. My name is Simone. You are?
The name's Tyler. Tyler McIntosh.
Nice to meet you, Tyler. Can you please explain to me and the fellow people watching this what you viewed today on this tragic day?
Well, I'll tell you. Those godforsaken Allied troops stormed at this beach and attempted to take it over. They were stopped for almost a year. It felt like both sides were barely moving.
We heard that both armies continuously supplied troops, but were in a stalemate for a majority of this battle. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on this battle?
Well, I knew that us, the superior country, Ottoman Empire, was going to be victorious in this battle. I guess you could say that I have tremendous pride for my country. I wish there was a word for that.
Very well put. And from your eyewitness standpoint, how do you think the Turks rallied so many troops for this battle?
I would say that those soldiers believed in this great empire and were willing to die for its causes.
You truly are great with words. Do you have any last remarks about the fallen brothers from this battle?
It was very sad to watch all these poor men that did die left and right.
Yeah,
But you know
I agree.
what those Allied men get. I just wish that we did not lose as much as our guys as we did.
Uh-huh. Truly sad, my brother. Just truly sad.
Welcome to Tyler 1 News. Today's date is January 10th, 1916. The Battle of Gallipoli is officially over. I believe it is time to review and reflect on the effects this campaign had on both our countries and soldiers. The Battle of Gallipoli was an unsuccessful attempt by the Allied powers to control the seaways from Britain to Russia. This failure is so far and more than likely the greatest victory the Turkish army had fought through this great war. It has resulted in casualties, almost 250,000 Allied troops, and was a battle of mental preservation that was ultimately lost. In the aftermath of all this despair, it will be up to the rest of all the Allied powers to pick ourselves up from this loss and win in the long run.